What is up, everybody? Also, let's look it up. I got movable hands. How y'all doing today? Let's just let everyone pipe in real quick. Well, looking from the title and the thumbnail of the video, I think we all pretty much know what today is about. But let's just let people pipe in real quick, because the really funny thing that I figured out is that from the last stream anyway, is that I feel like you guys definitely have like way better influence than this on the stream here, and I feel like if I'm able to sort of channel this through for like oh wait, hold on, I just realized something. There we go. I was wondering why my music wasn't playing on stream. Whoops. It's a lot of technical difficulties already beginning on this stream, so you know what? Let's just go ahead and get right to it. It's not even showing. There we go. Also, I already have like the first poster up here. I was supposed to make like a whole proper like introduction anyway, which is so right over here we got ourselves on a tier list maker, whatever the site's name is. We got ourselves 35 Godzilla movies so far. They're not placed chronologically in order though, so that kind of ticks me off a little bit, but it's okay because I already got myself like my own little like a chronological number list on my own. So whenever I needed to sort of use this, right? So if nothing else, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If I were to make this list, this whole list would probably look a whole lot more different. The thing is, the thing is though, is that this stream, it's actually your turn. It's all your turn to be able to kind of just conglomerately, just like the last time, to just figure out where each movie should belong on the list. So starting off with the first, where it all began. And where did it all begin? Godzilla, 1954. I know this one's probably a no-brainer, and it's like you guys pretty much already know where this should belong on the list. But this ain't really my list now, is it? This is the community, you guys' list. So why don't you guys go ahead and real quick, if you guys are able to, go ahead and just list and just conglomerately list the letters that you decide that that where this movie belongs. I know it's a pretty no-brainer. It's number one, but this ain't really on my list, is it? There we go. Pipe in your letters. If you guys would kindly pipe in your letters, and we can go ahead and actually determine where each movie belongs. All right. No, Alex123, you don't have to be scared of the anime, dude. You don't. Come on, pipe in the letters. Pipe in the letters. Where does I just realized my mic's peaking too, but oh well. We're already seeing a lot of S's. We're seeing a lot of A's. There we go. So I guess it's a pretty like no-brainer, right? Like obviously, if this thing did not go up here in a list made of you guys, it would be pretty brainless to think. So yes, Gojira obviously number on S. How about that? Cool. Moving on to the next one, we have. I only know the English title of this one. It's called like what? Godzilla Raids Again. This is 1955 or 56. Like I don't fully like know where this belongs. It's like 55 or 56, but basically it is the first direct sequel. The first introduction of Anguirus, which is pretty cool as well. So why don't you guys go ahead and also determine where this one belongs? I know technically this movie, even for it being like a direct sequel, and it has like you know, it was sort of like just the follow-up, right? And if you were to like look at the technicalities of this movie, maybe it would be, obviously it doesn't like fully carry the torch, maybe some would say, but it is the first direct sequel. It is the first time we see two monsters on screen duke it out. So where does this one belong? Where does this one belong? Figure it out. Where does Godzilla Raids Again belong? We're seeing pretty average ranks from you guys. Pretty like average stuff, I'd admit. C, C, B, D, A. See if I can't actually make a determination, or if you guys can't, then we're gonna have to just like pick averages from here. Yeah, pretty average stuff, right? And it hovers around. I wouldn't say it's that bad. But you guys are, oh my god, D. It's either D or B. It's one of those. I'm seeing a lot more B's, somewhere around B or C. I wouldn't say it's, I wouldn't like really put it too bad, right? To put it all the way down there. This is B and A's. It kind of just goes up and down, I realize. It's like either of you guys are a little bit harsh, or just a B, nothing else. Okay. I guess if that's the determination that you guys would like to pick, then alright. Well, Godzilla Raids Again is over here. Oh wait. B then. How about this? This is a pretty averagey score. Moving up next, we got ourselves the sequel, the MonsterVerse sequel, the MonsterVerse rematch that we all want, but it's taking them a long time to do it. So it really tickles our souls. This came out in like what, 1962. So third movie, again, King Kong. And there was that whole conspiracy back in the day when they were saying how this movie had like multiple endings, and it was really funny when that happened. So, where does King Kong versus Godzilla belong on? Oh man. See, if you guys didn't know how to make your decisions now, you definitely think about it now. So where does Godzilla versus King Kong versus Godzilla belong onto? Again, pretty divisive between all of you, I realize. Pretty divisive. A 7-year gap before Raids Again versus Kong. That you could say the same thing. How there was a 16-year gap between Ultraman AT and Tiga. It's all the same. Maybe just a lot of weird stuff going. A S. Other than Rodan, Mysterians, Mothra. I guess that was the point where they were essentially making a bunch of today considered anthology movies, but you know, they weren't really supposedly belong onto an anthology. Monkey, yes. So, it's sort of hovering between A and S now. A and S. A and S. With more, they want to, having a bunch of people rapidly posting it back to bit makes some of these general answers hard. I know. Here's the thing, though. If I like could make this work, I would have done the thing where it's sort of like that plugin that Jerma used, where you had like people sort of conglomerately click or hover their screens or mouse on the stream. But I think that only works for Twitch, because if I could figure that plugin out, it'll make this a whole lot easier. Where you can actually like see the percentage of the people clicking on screen, but don't really know how to figure it out because people don't really know how to share things online. So we're just going based off of chat, which is really strange. This one is Godzilla fans, so it's S. It's between A and S though. If this movie wasn't here, Godzilla wouldn't have been as popular. That's a thought. It's either an A or an S, but I'm probably seeing more A's as I'm going on. So maybe that's it. All right, where are you at? See the trouble of not having these movies be chronologically listed is that you pretty much just have to guesstimate where each movies are, and I don't know where that number and I don't know where that thing is. I thought I placed it in here. Oh wait, yeah, I did place it here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, I have it open now. Anyways, moving right along to this one. Godzilla vs. Mothra. Is this 63-64? Again, finally having like two Toho monsters on screen again at once. You know what's really strange though is that I know Rodan came in the next movie, but I guess the strange thing about it is I guess Rodan was still pretty like pretty shelved in comparison, is it? Oh yeah, and it's either this guy. No, it's either this and the other one that had like the really janky quote unquote silver brow suit. No, not silver eyebrows Godzilla suit and the mappy the really mappy jaw Godzilla, the one that's featured in the oh so popular "I'm gonna say the N-word" video. Thank you Ultraman Ultimo for that. Moth Babe. S C. So where does this one? So what does this one belong to again? Let's make a decision. Where does the first Godzilla vs. Mothra movie belong to? Wasn't there like thing? Yeah, most Goji. Thank you. Wasn't there things where it's like this movie also had like multiple titles, like what? Godzilla versus the Thing. Not from another world. Not John Carpenter. You mean this thing? I mean this thing. Is a B for me. Human benefit, but actual kaiju action is meh. Godzilla losing to two baby Mothras is lame. Oh yeah, that's probably like pretty, yeah. 64 is best suit design, so S. See that one guy on top over there? Who's your name? Malefic King. He suggested a B, but I don't know. That's one B that I'm seeing out of the many pretty high tiers that you guys are putting onto this movie. Even though obviously all of it is coming from the same person. That versus the world of the Calipers. So that was the title. Seriously? Godzilla versus the world of the Caterpillars. I'll say that one more time. Godzilla versus the world of the Caterpillars. Use that somewhere. SC. Come on. Where does this movie belong to? Because I know for a fact that there are like a few, if not the two people that are saying it. God joke. S. That was the title. Watang in the Fabulous Empire of Monsters. Those are very fancy names. Very fancy names you wouldn't think about. What is that title? S. Really though? SSSC. It's like, I know you guys are hovering around the same list. Rodan and Mysterians, Daikaiju Variant Battle Outer Space, Secret of the Television. It's about that, right? It's an S or C. Some of you guys are putting on S, and some of you guys are putting on C. Well, you guys are fine. I think you guys are conglomerating, putting on S. So let's just do that, why don't we? Let's actually do that. If I know where this thing is placed. This thing is placed here. All right then, we got another S based off you guys. C for Calipil, vote C. Still say B. So it's Malefic King saying B. Moving right ahead. We got Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, 5th movie. Was this the first time he was ever on screen? And this had 3. So Rodan is not in. I don't think Rodan's in this one, but he's in Monster Zero, the next one. So all right, Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon. Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon. Where does this one belong to? This one was definitely quite the monster bash instead of just the 2, and then Ghidorah. Some people are saying yeah. Okay, cool. This is his debut movie, accordingly. G. There is no G rank, my guy. Where does Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, belong to on this list? B. Rodan was in this. Rodan was also in this. So I guess this and Monster Zero was just like such an action-packed movie that just had all 4 of them in it. And maybe I made the same in CGI. Put the original movie title. That would just be King of the Monsters, wouldn't it? Though. I mean, sure, the plot is not entirely the same, but still. Seeing a lot of A's, but also seeing a lot of S. Show a version of Godzilla King of the Monsters, exactly, because all 4 of them were in this. I mean, sure, then you get something like Destroy All Monsters later on that actually had like a whole lot more movies, a whole lot more monsters going for it all in one. Seeing a lot of S, seeing a lot of A's. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Sorry. And like some Godzilla fan folks are going to have my head for this if I say the titles wrong, and I know I'm gonna get the titles wrong, because I'd admit I'm not like the ultimate fan, the super nerd, right? I consider myself a pretty surface level guy, with the added benefit that I actually animate things for you guys' entertainment. So. Thanks for the counter education, you guys. Seeing a lot of S, seeing a lot of A's. It's sort of a hover between S and A. So if you guys can Gojira fan 54. I'm trying to read that. Ghidra el monstruo de las tres cabezas. I hope I pronounced that incorrectly, spectacularly incorrectly. The photo of the movie is a puppet of Ghidorah. A puppet? You mean like a doll? Great animations, by the way. Thank you, Mr. Cool 9001. S A. Come on, we need a final decision. You guys can't quite hover around the same thing. If you guys could conglomerately just have your letters, we can know where to put this thing on the list. Eh? Monster Zero is called Invasion of the Astro Monsters, yes, in Japan. Monster Zero, so right. Kind of weird how Ghidorah has multicolored wings in the poster. You're right. It's like blue. Or maybe that's just something to do with the lighting and the compositing that they did. Seeing a lot of S, seeing a lot of A's. So, Jessica, you missed a few. We just put like 4 movies on the list. But now we're on the 5th. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Before I say say the thing incorrectly again. S-A-A-A. It was launched in late 64. Show era ran from 54 to 75. B. You're one counter argument to this one. To this one. Seeing a lot of S, seeing a lot of A's. And yeah, and then Ghidorah is Ghidra, or Ghidira, according to Connor McAllister. I know it's, but I mean, in between Ghidorah and Ghidra, I'm a pronounce it Ghidorah guy. Same thing as for Gen 4 Legendary. We got what's his name? Arceus. I know, butt of the joke, but I think it sounds cooler. Don't put me on it. I think we're seeing a lot of A's again. I think we're seeing a lot more A's coming through now. So let's just go ahead and put this guy on A. Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, is A. If only I have the numbers where this guy is, because all right, there he is. Ghidorah, three-headed dragon, A. Nice. Thank you. Up next, we have a happy moment. Oh, whoops. We have a happy moment. We have Monster Zero, aka Invasion of the Astro Monsters. Where does this one belong? This one had some space elements. This one brought us the dancing Godzilla. He hops around in space after his first victory against Ghidorah in this movie. What were those aliens called again? Zillions? Is that what their name was? They shared the same name as in Final Wars, right? Or did they not? Ghidorah is pronounced Ghidera. Ghidra. S. This movie showed this Godzilla dancing. Oh yeah, S because you guys are gonna give this one S because of the dance. Zillions, yes. You guys are gonna give this one an S because it gave us the dancing. If this was my list, I'd probably do the same. But this ain't my list now, is it? That's where Godzilla did this dance, so easy S. Easy S. Invasion of the Astro Monsters. Some stupid animator trying to be relevant. You want me to say it? Okay, I'll say it this one time for you. Kinky. So let me do it one more time again. Kinky Dora. I'll give you another one. Kinky Dora. There you go. You guys are saying S because this one gave us the dance. Boom. Eh. Boom. Eh. Boom. Eh. Boom. Eh. A happy moment. You know what I really find cheesy? What I really find like super cheesy too is the English dub of those movies. I know there's several of them, but like for the longest time where there's like those legacy English dubs, and there's just like a taste to those. Don't you guys think? There's just like a taste with those English dubs. It's just super cheesy, but sometimes in all the right ways. Even when the Zillion goes, a happy moment, and right after Godzilla dances. All right, you guys have your fair win here. This is a easy S. All right, yeah, where are you? Oh yeah, you're here. Easy S. Monster Zero, aka Invasion of the Astro Monsters. The preceding movies are gonna get quite, sleeper in this community, as I think. We have this one. I refer to this as Godzilla vs. Ebra because that's what this guy's called. It's the movie that also brought us the really nauseating giant condor fight. No thanks to you, Toho. So we got ourselves, what is it, 3-4 monsters in this one if we're gonna count that giant condor. Where does this one belong? Where does Godzilla versus Ebirah belong, or whatever this movie's name is? The English dubs make up the Showa series of Godzilla, really close to the fights. How about Japanese name on Ghidorah? It's called Kingu Ghidorah. Kingu Ghidorah. C. D. B or C? C. We're seeing a lot of C's. We're seeing a lot of C's, so I'm putting it on C. I didn't watch this one, unfortunately. It's okay. I'm not that much of a catcher. A lot of Showa movies are gonna be S. I'm predicting that a lot of the Showa movies are gonna be S. I don't know, because you guys are making a good counter argument with the C's earlier. I think it's fun, but it's not that good, says Malefic King. Godzilla, Ebirah, Mothra, Duel of the Seas. This is just like this title is this. You see, if that's the real title, then it's just no different than GMK. Godzilla, Mothra, and Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, giant monsters all-out attack. And what's his name? Baragon's in the movie. Wasn't even able to fit his name in the title. Well, what are these titles? C. I'm seeing a lot of C's. Jessica, you're making an A. Thirsty for Chicken, you're saying it's a D. By average, right now, it's still a C. So I'm trying to make a C with my fingers. It's still a C. It's S. Godzilla versus Mr. Krabs. The GMK Godzilla is creepy. He's got no irises, or cornea, whatever you call it. He's got no irises. C for sea monster. That's good, Gojira fan 54. Get it? C monster. I'll see. Giant Condor is an S tier monster, though. If giving the viewers nausea and motion sickness is what you're talking about, then maybe. But we're seeing a lot of S's. Not S's, C's. We're seeing a lot of C's. Just pour it in. I wish to add an Anguirus and Varian GMK, not Monster Zero and Mothra. You think so? But Anguirus and Baragon would have been pretty neck and neck in how their placements are, right? Just these quadrupedal, short-limbed monsters. Even though, of course, Anguirus does have the quote-unquote armor advantage. All right, I guess it's on C then. Why is King Kong versus Godzilla on A? Because most of you guys averaged it out to put this guy on A. So all right then. This Godzilla versus Ebirah goes on C. This is the lowest tiered one so far, based off of you guys anyway. Not based off me. It's based off of you guys. All right. Next up, we got the first movie that Manila was in. We got Son of Godzilla, movie number 8. And then we got the two other giant insect monsters that were introduced in this. What's the name of the spider again? I know the name of the mantis is Kamacuras or something around that line, but I don't remember. I don't fully remember the insect's name, and I feel really bad. So, also, admittedly, this Godzilla suit is especially looking at the poster is throwing me off. D. There it is. Thank you, Connor McAllister. Kamacuras and Kumonga. They have pretty similar names. Spider-Man called Kumonga. D, because Manila looks weird. I saw this Godzilla in this movie. Look at him. Look at him. Look at how sad he looks. F. F. D. I can see how people like it, but it's way too cutesy. I like Kumonga and Kamacuras, though. F. F. C. D. F. S. F for a terrible movie. Not meant for everybody. F. Yeah. D. It's a tie between D and F so far. Okay, F. No. S. Oh, F. You guys are extremely harsh. C, D. This is a tie between D and F. But you're also seeing a lot of guys being real harsh on this. A toad crossed Oh. A toad crossed with a cancerous tumor. Brandon Tunnel's description of the suit. Thing is, though, we're gonna talk about toads with tumors. Chytrid fungi. The frogs are going extinct. Sorry. F E C. Why all hate Manila? Hey, dude, don't look at me. Look at the other people in the chat. I like the movie because of how the movie was side-ragged. F D. Godzilla Revenge is way more worse than Son of Godzilla. See, we can either go like harsh, put it on D, or go super harsh, put this guy on F. Depending on F, it was a failure. But Godzilla Jr. of Heisei era, it's cute. Yeah, because they actually figured out how to design a cutesy Godzilla by that point and not make him look real degenerate. F, F, F. Hey, I just got here. Welcome, King Bash. We're rating Son of Godzilla right now. We're getting a lot of people saying D's or F's. What are you guys expecting from the Godzilla fan? A bunch of loving, caring people who are in love with everything Toho puts out? I mean, they're called fanboys for a reason, though. F. D. F. What movies do you already put up? What movies have we put up? We've put up 7 movies so far. This is number 8. If you look based on the list. I should let you guys see the list. You're right. We're seeing a lot of D's and we're seeing a lot of F's. You know what? Here's the thing, though. Because people are gonna say that Godzilla Revenge is worse, let's just be a little bit more liberal with this. Let's put this guy on D. How about that? Let's be a little quote unquote fair, whatever fair means, and put this guy on D. The lowest rated movie so far. All right. Up next. Destroy all monsters. This guy has to be high on the list. This is Endgame before Endgame. I mean, you know, monster crossovers, whatnot. Destroy all monsters. Where does this one belong? It's got all your favorite Godzillas back from the days, except maybe you decided to remove some things. But no, I think a lot of them are here. Where does this one belong on? Like Godzilla's been undrafted for 3 years. C, its front design was bad. S, B, S. Destroy all monsters. Where does this one belong onto? B. S. It has me. B, D, S. Seeing a lot of S's. Definitely A. Did you already talk about Godzilla vs. Destroy? That's my favorite. We haven't even left the show era yet, my guy. B, S, B, S, B. There's a tie now between S and B, where this one belongs on. Great film. C, S, B, S, B. Is it S or is it B? Is it S or is it B? Make a decision right now. S or B? S or B, S or B, S or B. We're seeing a lot more B's. Still seeing a lot more, still seeing a lot of S's. S or B, destroy all monsters. Where does this one belong onto? B is one of the most pivotal and iconic films. And then they tired themselves out and make Godzilla's Revenge. Seeing a lot of B's, actually. B, S, B, S, B, S, B, S, B, S, B, S, B. There's a funny moment in Gorosaurus kick. Whoop, bah! And then he just like, does that make? Could you do that in real life? I think you can, where you just sort of like hop yourselves off the ground and like kick vertically. Just whoop, bah! You do that. B, S, S, because it brought the Toho-verse together before the Monster-verse. Come on, Warner Brothers. Give us Godzilla vs. Kong already. B, S, B, S, B, S. Oh, this one's kind of hard, wouldn't you say? We're seeing a lot of B's though. It's actually you guys are not completely like bootlicking on this one. You guys are like pretty constructively putting this guy on, yeah, exactly. B S B S B S B S B S. There's B and then there's S. You guys put out the Heisei Godzilla vs. Mothra. We're not into the Heisei era yet. We're going through it chronologically. Oh, I'll do this one for Gojira Fan 54. Look what happened! It's speaking again. I'll do it again. Look what happened! There you go. Send this one to Monster Island buddies. B S B S B S. This is decisive. B S B S B S. S. Whoever puts this in B is trash. This is getting still real close too, because you guys are. Let's go middle route and pick A. Thirsty for a chicken? I think you're right. You know what? Because you guys are so in between with the B S B S B S, we'll put this guy on A. I think thirsty for chicken. Thanks to that notion, because that actually makes a good decision, because we actually get to narrow this thing out to a medium. We put this movie on A. B S B S B S. Put this movie on A. And right after this movie, Toho just like went freaking tired. And then we got Godzilla's Revenge. This is the one few times that we got a Gabara, if anyone even asked for Gabara. Like, isn't Gabara supposed to be like? Isn't this whole thing? I mean, there's also like stock footage too that I realized, because there's Ebra and then there's Kamacuras and Kumonga again. So this is like at some point it pretty much just turned into a stock footage movie, as would be the trope going forward through a late Showa era. F. F. It's non-canon because it's all part of just the kid's dream. And then you have to deal with adult predator, and then the kid's like, yeah, what did the kid do to this? It was just like, oh, I know how to deal with bad people now, because I saw. Oh yeah, what's the line that he said? that one English dub line. And then it's like, what's this monstrosities at some point says like it's a very Don Knotts voice. What is it? Godzilla says that I should learn to fight my own battles, you know. Manila is literally my sleep paralysis demon. It dares below F. Send it to the dumpster. I guess F for stock footage. That was how it was in a dream. It means Godzilla isn't even in the movie. Yeah, this is a kid's dream. This is a stupid movie. F. I know what a glow. What is it? Yeah, Gabra in singular point. Yeah, and he looks freaking cool. Freaking hunchback guy. F. Godzilla said, "Don't fight your own battles." Though, that movie is easy to find. It just is done. Manila is a nightmare. F. All right, it's fair. There's a reason we put Son of Godzilla on D, is so that we can put Godzilla's Revenge on F. Where's God? Yeah, there you go. Easy. F. Godzilla says that I shouldn't be following whatever the chat says, you know. Busy. Ah! Manila got better voice than the UCN. Monster Island Buddy's Gabra impression. He like holds it's like such a grumpy kid's voice where you hold your nose and you just go, what you guys talk about my movie giving it a freaking F. Maybe I should call Bill Cosby next time. All right, we have trippy kids movie. We have Geisen. Guys, then Godzilla versus Hedorah, aka Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Where does this one go? Where does this one belong to? We got Poop Monster. Wait, hold on. Fair argument though. This movie did give us the Flying Godzilla, the first one. This movie is still better than the anime trilogy. Well, I mean, if a movie is entertaining, it's obviously gonna beat boredom though. City at the edge of boredom. Godzilla's Revenge is one of the worst Godzilla movies. Power Hour and the animated series. C. Do it. Hedorah was pretty weird. It's trippy. This movie is a trip. Flying Godzilla. Boom, 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 boom. S for the flying scene. S, save the ears. Guys, you don't need you should make a video of Shin Godzilla giving birth to. Oh no, Connor, why did you say that? No, you guys are terrible. C. C. I must go. My planet needs me. C. S. B. You gotta put it thirsty for. You want to put this thing on B? S. C. Hedorah took a dump on Godzilla. Yep, he did. Godzilla castrates Hedorah. Godzilla, when he took the role of Captain Planet, he's a hero. Da 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 da. The worst Godzilla movie ever made, in my opinion. Godzilla City at the Edge of Boredom. That's now. I'll back you up on that. Alex Cinemas, 2007. I was actually gonna be a Shin Hedorah before. What? Shin Hedorah. That would be. I mean, if you can make poop look like it came right out of Ava, then good on you, Anno. But C. Good eye, mate. Stigzilla 9000. S for the legendary moment. Strongest Godzilla ever. Well, it doesn't deserve S. I like the monster's design in 2D animations. It's a boy. Yeah, that's another confused guy again. You know, fair enough. You guys are pretty, like, other than the fact that we know that it's the movie that gave us the Flying Godzilla. You guys are pretty fair. You guys are saying that one thing. Let's put this guy on C. Cool. Let's put this guy on C. How about that? That's movie 11. Where are you? Okay, you're there. Let's put this guy on C, right next to Godzilla vs. Ebra. Right next. Godzilla vs. Gigan. You know, I actually did watch this movie. Sure, maybe as they say, it takes a while for the monster action to start. But I mean, it's pretty unique. It's pretty unique of a basis. What is it? Space Hunter Nebula M. And I mean, sure, there's still like stock footage stuff too. Well, that depends on you. Where do you think Godzilla vs. Gigan belong onto? With them giant cockroaches. See, if you told me these guys were giant cockroaches, oh dude, I'd run like so far away. Godzilla vs. Gigan. Where does this belong to? Godzilla bleeds. That roach grossed the hell out of me. I love that movie. A for Return of Ghidorah. Izumi, it's been so long, so sorry, it's been so long. Remember me? I think I remember you, McGuire Motion Productions. B, because Ghidorah is here. B, we're seeing a lot of B's. Gigan is my favorite, but it's B. Yeah, Gigan was good. Yeah, putting on B. Yeah, that's pretty good. And that was a pretty good score. You guys are being pretty fair. It's a giant chicken, like Rodan. I do like the gore though, like really cartoony gore, because it's very pungent. It's very pungently red for a gore. So even if you did say it, Dr. Bees. B because Ghidorah came from the dead. Well, he didn't die because Destroy All Monsters takes place in the future, aka in the year I was born. B. We're seeing a lot of B's. Ghidorah's return feels a bit forced. Well, of course. I mean, they went through two really weird things: Godzilla's Revenge, and Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Like B. Multiplayer activate. You guys, am I right? Am I right? You guys. Please please give my movie a pretty alright rating, you guys. You guys. We all know the next is thirsty for chicken. You know what's coming up. That's not okay. Sure, we'll put this guy on. We'll put this guy on B. It's not that. It's not that bad. There you're gonna be. Anyways, the next one. See, you know what's the funny thing about this list though is that for me the search, I didn't want to do the thing where I just had OBS be filled with a bunch of images. So if I just hold Alt and drag out, you'll see every movie is technically here. It's like, here's just my movie list. I actually did the effort, unlike Tier List Maker over here, to actually put these movies chronologically so that I can drag through them and show you case these posters big. Alright. Up next, we got the movie that also had a lot of stock footage. Is it true when they said this movie was filmed in 3 weeks? Is it true? Can someone please fact check me about that? Because I don't know whether or not it's true. But here you go. Godzilla vs. Megalon. The movie number 13. We got ourselves a new suit. By the way, I'm just gonna put this guy over here right next to me real quick for no reason at all. He's just gonna be here. You guys don't need to know what this guy is, but for whoever knows this guy, and you guys can remember where to put this in. So where does Godzilla vs. Megalon belong onto? Where do you put S? Because of the drop kick. You guys. S for the drop kick. S for the drop kick. A, S. S makes perfect sense. I mean, this guy right here is gonna be pleased. Hey, you, rat. You're not watching this. I don't think you're watching this. But the people up above, they like this movie. So you better treat me something later. There's really an S. You guys really gonna put this movie on S because of the drop kick. You guys. The giant rat who makes all the rules, I see. Yeah, I'm the giant rat who makes all the rules. Please don't tell me you have the Godzilla Revenge because that movie is silly. No hand support group. This toy costs $80. Megalon from Monster Island Buddies. Really? Well, I feel bad for him. A. Why did you guys go from S to A? Did we just go down one tier? This is B tier aside from the kick. This is B or is it S? Yeah, you know what? If you guys are gonna put in between S and B, I'm gonna put this guy on A. He jocket made of steel. S. Saw all the shit in Reiwa Godzilla movies. S. Eat sushi. You know, I'll give you guys what you want. I'll give you guys what this thing here wants. You guys don't need to know what this thing is because he's not important. He's important because he licks this movie for dinner. But okay, let's put this movie wherever it's placed anyway. Let's put let's put Godzilla versus Megalon on S because of the drop kick. You guys, alright, rat, alright, this rat here, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna eat it. Ow! And I just had it for dinner. Don't worry though, I won't actually get any diseases from this because this rat is extremely healthy, and I pre-steamed it, I pre-boiled it, I pre all the good shit. It'll taste real good of a rat. Moving on. We have, oh, dude, this one has to be pretty high on the list, right? Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Bum 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 Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla, the first one. Where does this one belong to? Oh, by the way, Anguirus right there. It's time to bark. Bark, 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 bark. Is this necessary? Ran raged. I know you guys love that one. So, Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Where does this one belong to? S. Also S. A. S. What the fuck? S. S because it's jazz music. S. Wait when we get to 84. We have 2 more movies, Thirsty for Chicken. You don't really have to sleep unless you think a few minutes of sleep is enough. S. It's a masterpiece. Yes. Got his jaw broken. I just got back in 10. I have to go by. Yes, S. Watch Mecha Godzilla's math quiz. Mecha. It showed us Mecha Godzilla. 2 reasons too. This is the best show. This is the best Showa Godzilla design. Top 5 here. It means instant S. Instant S? You guys want to put this on S as well? You guys want to put this on S? Because I think you guys want to put this thing on S. The toy Mega Godzilla was possibly Mecha Godzilla. S because Godzilla Mecha. Oh yeah, he does a King Kong moment there. That's why the military can't do anything in all of the movies. S. Oh yeah, Caesar. And then bong, Caesar. That's too bad. I feel bad for you. What's your name? Schneider. I feel bad for you, Joseph. S. All right, let's do it. Let's put Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla on S as well, right next to Godzilla versus Megalon. Z. Right next. A direct sequel. This is the final Showa era Godzilla movie, 75. We got annoying sounding monster Titanosaurus. Didn't the original director came back for this? How he was like, we wanted to do this right. And then he came back and just sort of like directed this. So, Godzilla, actually, this movie is called Terror of Mechagodzilla, isn't it? Or it just has a bunch of names. Like Terror of Mechagodzilla with Titanosaurus in it. Where does this one belong on? Where do we put Terror of Mechagodzilla on? B. Other Titanosaurus. B. The only Godzilla movie is 2019 20. That's an instant A because Titanosaurus exists. April Fool's Mother Earth. A, B, C, A, B, S. S, A, S. A, S, B. B because Titanosaurus scared me as a child. Titanosaurus is going to come in singular point. Oh yeah, he is. In fact, he looks real cool being like more aquatic. He just like fully go for the aquatic aesthetic. A. I know it's the one guy. So tell me, come on, where does this one belong on? We can move on. We can like put this somewhere so that we can later go to the Heisei era finally. B. Quite possible, but time storm is annoying and takes too long to get going. B. A B A B A B A B A B A B A B ABS OBS. A B C. Time has earned the gold star for best roar. A. Fantastic impression of Titanosaurus. Thank you. That's one of the few to put me to sleep. I'm saying F. He is the one saying F. S again because of annoying roar. A, S, B. You know, I'm probably seeing a lot of B's. I'm seeing a lot of B's. So let's put this thing on B. In fact, Germany was so mad at all the Frankenstein references were deleted during Kong's production. So they said all monsters in the show era are creations by Dr. Frankenstein. Oh. That's a fact I didn't know. A. B. Remember the kaiju fusion? I did that last week. Well, if we're gonna put this thing on pretty average, or rather good average, in between, let's put this thing on A. You guys want to put this thing on A? Let's put this thing on A. I think you guys want to put this thing on A. Let's do it. Where are you at? You're the last one in the list. Let's put this thing on A. There we go. Right next to Destroy All Monsters. Moving on. We finally leave the Showa era. Going to Return of Godzilla. aka Godzilla 1985, even though it was released in 1984. Thirsty for chicken. Thirsty for chicken. Thirsty for chicken. It's time for you to wake up. Thirsty for chicken. Wake up now. This is the movie you wanted me to review. Wake up now. Where do we put Godzilla 1985? This one. The first Heisei era movie. Where does he belong? S A. Good, you're awake. Where do we put this one? First Heisei era movie. Whoops. Gotta do something. S, because the low pitched roar fits right around. A S B S C B B C. You guys are really conflicted with this one. Asking for a Godzilla fan to decide what their favorite movie is like asking a rat is like asking a fat guy to decide their favorite fast food chain. That's kind of harsh, isn't it? But it's the truth, I think. Where does this one belong on? Where does this one belong on? Should get S. Being way more primal, Godzilla personally. It was a pretty good movie. But it was released in the Showa era. S, B. Goodbye, Showa. Hello, Heisei. Yes. You guys are being too indecisive. This is a real question. Are we talking about the Japanese original or American release with Raymond Burr? I mean, we're talking about just in general because this is you guys. Where do you guys want to put this thing on the list? This ain't my list. I'm just being a vessel. Because I feel like it's I feel like if you gave everyone here a chance, it could make a pretty interesting list, even though it's going to be a pretty fan conglomerated list. S C S C A F or D. That's really bad. S B. I mean, you know, for what is supposed to be like the first Heisei movie, right? This is the ugliest Godzilla design that then came Shin. I like Shin though. B. I think you guys are, I don't know, you guys are still pretty like in betweening. Yeah, our vessel is a vessel. Yeah, the vessel. I'm your vessel to help you guys over here to put this thing in. Is there a Dr. Pepper reference in here, or is there a Dr. Pepper commercial? S, S, B, B. I love this design. Still pretty divisive, though. God! And we're not even halfway through, by the way, so this stream is going to be longer than it should, thanks to you guys. B, B. I always saw the design as a fusion between Showa and later Heisei. Is it? C or B? You know what? I think you guys want to put this... Dr. Pepper commercial, exactly. There we go. Sure. I think that's what you guys want. Let's put... by average, let's put this thing on B then. Sorry, Thirsty for Chicken. The majority rules. Where are you? I'm like actually trying to like find it numerically, even though it's probably easier for me to just find it here. All right, then you put it on B. That's kind of. I'm sorry, because people were being a little bit indecisive. Right, but up next though, we move on to something. Ooh, so at this point on, the Godzilla's design pretty much like stayed near consistent. This was This was sort of like. The Godzilla design from here on out kind of like stuck around, except his head was still more like top pine cone instead of it going flat later on in the Heisei series. But Godzilla vs. Biollante, oh, that's gonna be pretty interesting as well. Where would you put this one? Godzilla vs. Biollante. Godzilla vs. Biollante. Where does this one go on? Tell me. Bio Wars. Godzilla vs. Biollante, where does this one go on to? Thank you, Gojira fan 9454 for remembering that. S for Godzilla Biollante has my absolute favorite Godzilla design. It's consistent. Veggie fruit, veggie fruit. Thank you, Gojira fan 54. You kitchen cabaret fans. A, B. I love Godzilla vs. Biollante. S, because he grew an extra 20 meters. He just whoop. A. The soundtrack of this one is also great. A. Veggie fruit, veggie fruit. The A, because Godzilla of the Dillo move. This is S tier, A. Actually, Godzilla Heisei in 91 did take tiny transformations here and there, mostly around the head. Look at animated evolutions of Godzilla, for example. I know for a fact that they aren't completely the same suit. It's just that visually they are like near similar. That's why when people these days you'd still like see them pick like a generalist Heisei Godzilla design, and it will look kind of the same. It probably isn't Bio, because Bio still had the more pine cone head, whereas the later Heisei had the more flat head. The only movie I've seen is Heisei Godzilla look the same, but each movie does a few tweaks here and there. Exactly. Veggie fruit again. There's a battle between A or B. Who will win? I think you guys. For how technically achieving this movie is, because I saw like behind the scenes stuff of how they puppeted the tentacles, the Venus flytrap mouths, and man, that's a thing. So I think let's put this guy on A. You guys want to put this guy on A? I think that's a pretty good score for this guy. Let's put this guy on A. And let's veggie fruit, veggie fruit. There we go. Give me a little bit of a second. I need to drink the water. Drink the water. Alright, there we go. Up next, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. And these posters look really metal, by the way, from Godzilla vs. Biollante here on out. These posters look so good. Godzilla was the bad guy for the entirety of the Heisei era. You're right. Or rather, just sort of like a neutralist, just going through things. He destroys the monster when it needs to be taken care of. He is it. He is definitely like more primal than he is the kid-friendly Showa era. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Where does this one belong on to? I like trains. Imperialism the movie. B. Another startup to keep its good guy status in 2004, as in just Final Wars. S, A, B, S. There's that time travel in it. You're right. We go back to World War II. And yeah, the as they say, is it monstrosities? As they say, what the Gamera sounding Godzillasaurus. I feel sad for Gamera, by the way. There was that trailer that came out for Gamera. This is before Shin too, and it looks so cool. It looked like it was gonna be a follow up of like Gamera 3, and then well, it just kind of evaporated. But you know, happy thoughts. Where does Godzilla versus King Ghidorah belong onto? S, because he grew to 100 meters. Yeah, and Godzilla would stay around this height for a good amount of time. And even once you go to something like 2014 Shin, he still is at just a little bit more above that sort of like a generalist 100 meter standard. The 100 meter standard. S, but still B. The trailer came out in 2015. You're right. That left quite the impressions, but it's kind of sad that it went nowhere. That Gamera trailer. Where does this one go on to? You guys want to give this one an S? You guys want to give this one an A? Which one do you want this one to go on to? He's a pinhead. The Biolante is more pinhead than that. S, B. S, because he grows 100 meters. Bio is better. This guy. Some people would have like an in-betweener of whether or not they'd put Bio on top or Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah on top. The Gamera trailer gave me hopes and dreams. S. It broke them. S. A. This movie's only boring in comparison. S. A. Let's put it fair, because considering these two movies are actually kind of hand in hand depending on person. So let's put this one on A, right beside actually Godzilla vs. Biolante. Hand in hand, the movies. See, but this one does not use the poster that I used, so it was kind of weird. Up next, Godzilla vs. Mothra, the Heisei era movie, featuring the first and only appearance of Batra. Fear Batra. Where doth this movie belong on thine list? Fun fact: Legendary was going to add Gamera in King of the Monsters at the same time with Gigan. That's going to be a very packed movie if that's true. There, Godzilla vs. Mothra, 1992. Where does this one belong onto? Fear Batra or die. Yeah, Monster Island Buddy should hire me to do a Batra voice. Nah. A. What if Batra comes back in Singular Point? You don't rule out possibilities. Anything can happen in Singular Point. Have we seen King Ghidorah in the Singular Point trailer? I don't think so. A or B? Fear Batra was gold in Monster Island Buddies and Cougar's Godzilla comic dubs. Oh, Cougar McDowell also does that for Batra as well. I mean, it's a pretty... to be fair, it's a pretty easy voice to do if you know how to do it. You just go a little bit with your growls. Not a lot of actually enunciating things with your vocal cords or per se. You just kind of use your throat. A, B, no, C. Monster Island Buddies reference. Where does this one go on to? We're in... I don't know which one we're in. I think we're halfway through right now. Rodan looks more like a tentacle. A, B, B, B. You guys want to put this thing on B? It hurts your throat like heck. I mean, to be fair, if you guys remember a few streams ago, I did Godzilla Earth. Dude, so the thing, tangent with that though is that with Godzilla Earth is that it didn't hurt my throat as much as it did make me real lightheaded because I was just breathing in a bunch. Where this is what I've just been doing throughout the entirety of Godzilla Earth stream. Oh god, and you do that for more than an hour, you will feel lightheaded. By the way, Gojira Fan 54. It's hard to be a Batra on Monster Island, buddies. No singing. No singing. Oh, it's supposed to be a singing thing, sorry. Where does this one go on to? Do I put this thing on B, or do I put this thing on A? Because you guys are being a little bit undecisive. Can't believe I never noticed I put 2 larvas in place of Batra on this poster. Batra isn't even in this poster. You're right. Wasn't this the highest gross movie in the Heisei era? It was Mothra, so it could be. A, B, Mosura song. A, B, B. It's a hop between A and B right now. In general, I think you guys would put the Heisei pretty close to each other, I think. A or B. A or B. One time I got drunk. End of story. Beer Batra. Don't drink, kids. Actually, drink all you like. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. This has been a Batra PSA. Do not drink and drive. Let's put this guy on B. We're taking too. You know what's the funny thing is we're probably gonna be here for longer than how long the stream is supposed to last, and that's no thanks to you guys. So good. Let's put this thing on B. Up next. Ooh, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the Heisei version. Didn't they call this Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2 as well? Godzilla. So, and to be fair too, is that it's real glad too, vindicated that the Mechagodzilla on this poster was made into a figure, because it looks this thing if you could see if this poster's Mechagodzilla was in the movie, dude, imagine how much more metal that would look. But otherwise, it's got Rodan. It gave us 5 Rodan. It gave Godzilla the extra powers when Rodan got defeated. Rested onto Godzilla. Gave Godzilla powers. Where does Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla go on to? Baby Godzilla debut. You're right. Thank you, Jackson. Damn that poster looks so much better than the movie. Oh. The Rodan voice is kind of weird though. I don't say weird, but it's just more like trying to do it off the back of my hand is a little bit weird. Seeing a lot of A's. Oh yeah. Firepower. We're just making MIB references with this. See, if he was watching, he'd be proud. He'd be proud of just the impressions he left on us younger people, even though him and I are probably not that far off in terms of age. Firepower. A. We're seeing a lot of A's. I think this is gonna be a pretty easy A, because you guys are picking it real nice. I love the final battle. It's just pretty lasers. There's a lot of lasers. I gave this one a lot of lasers. Rodan's wings in the poster are really messed up. Yeah, they're like torn off. He melts. He gives way. They called this movie Jurassic City at one point. Really? Is that baby Godzilla's egg in Rodan's arm? I think it is, because one of the earliest fights is Rodan like sort of like hovering around one of the eggs, and then Godzilla came in. Mecha G's voice in Monster Island Buddies. How does Mechagodzilla sound like in MIB again? Wasn't he like a very nerdy... Wasn't Mechagodzilla a very nerdy sounding guy? In in MIB? But I think you guys want to put this thing on A. I think you guys want to put this thing on A. This movie was the inspiration for Mothra's sacrifice in King of the Monsters. You're right. That's very close too. It's just straight up like both their basically Rodan and Mothra gets defeated. Their essence just flow into Godzilla. Godzilla gets supercharged and then defeats the enemy. You're right. You're totally right. He sounds like a doctor. He's also... Is he even voiced by MIB himself, or he was like voiced by someone else? Because he had a very nerdy voice, I remember. But yeah, I think you guys want to put this thing on A. So let's put this thing on A. Look at how filled up we're filling up A. Well, anyways, up next. We got Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, with also a reintroduction of Mogira back into the Godzilla universe. This one. Pong. So yeah, are you good? Yeah, man, I really don't want to buy a white car. Do you have like any other color? I'm not gonna say the whole thing because I don't fully remember the script. So where does this one belong to? Where does this one belong? Where does Godzilla versus Space Godzilla belong on? One of MIB's brothers. That explains it. S. Hello. S because little Godzilla. And then Space Godzilla was like, kidnap the kid. S. C. Baby Godzilla's raw is so cute. S because little Godzilla. Hey, what's up, Martin Caspery Smith? I love that video. Thank you for the S because little Godzilla. I need to rewatch it. I don't remember anything that happened in this movie other than Space Godzilla kidnapping little Godzilla. You know what else happens in this movie? He sells Godzilla a white car. No, he didn't. What does Space Godzilla sound like? Well, I mean, I did try to do an MIB animation back then. The Space Godzilla versus Godzilla Earth one. Hey, and then he also sounded like he was holding his nose, so he kind of just sounds like. So I tried doing the voice, and it kind of just went like, hey, Gramps, wouldn't you like to hear some sick tunes? Or something like, hey, Gramps, wouldn't you like to hear some sick tunes? And then he wakes up Godzilla Earth, and he was like, and Godzilla Earth went, You need to know your place, Sonny. Feast your ears. Bah. That was a pretty cool video. Mogira is the car Space Godzilla tried to sell. So there's just a bunch of... So in canon, there's just a bunch of Mogiras in that garage. Is that what it is now? So all the cars in the Godzilla Buys a New Car series are just Mogiras. Where are we putting this movie on the list? Because you guys are still being a little bit undecisive. Or rather, I'll just scroll back in. S, C, S. Little Godzilla. S. It was a lot of S's. Why would I want to talk about... Why would I even want to talk about Olympic Monkey? Bye. Super effective. S. Godzilla Heisei fainted. S. Sure, let's put this guy in S. I think you guys love hit Godzilla a bunch. Let's put this guy on S. Where are you at? You're here. Right next to Mechagodzilla 1. We have not put really that many movies we didn't put over here? What the hell? Okay. Finally, we go to the last movie in the Godzilla Heisei series. Godzilla vs. Destroyer! Or in James' voice, Godzilla vs. Destroyer. I say each of them to its own. So where does this one belong to? Where does Godzilla vs. Destroyer or Destroyer belong on? S. We're seeing a lot of X's. We're seeing a lot of S's again. S because of the most epic final battle in Kaiju history. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. How many of you guys like would cry if you hear that ending song, by the way, when Godzilla just melts off? Like, that song just sounds so sad. It triggers like all of the crying glands when you hear that song, that ending song with like the choir. S. We're seeing a lot of S's again. Mr. Grabs was mad that he wasn't getting money, so he became Destroyer. I guess he did. I was seeing a lot of S's. Me? Oh. Yep, you guys want to put this thing on S again. All right, let's put Godzilla vs. Destroyer on S. There we go. Destroyer. I am the monster that will destroy Godzilla. I am Destroyer. There you go. I wish they continued the series. Yeah, weren't they say that they were supposedly going to continue the series with Junior? So there we go. Well, up next, we go from what is supposed to be high tier to something that you know, admittedly, you and I know, we all know. So, I mean, this one's pretty, I don't know, normal, right? So I'm just gonna do the work for us, and then we can move on, and then we'll move on right next. Godzilla 2, no. That's not fair. Because the funny thing about Godzilla 1998 is that over the years, especially recently, people have really warmed up to this. Seriously. I think enough time has passed that people know, oh yes, this is just something to do with people, with like them not knowing how to use the name, right? But in terms of a movie, it's still entertaining. It's like, it's a disaster giant lizard. And in fact, if anything, this thing Beast from 20,000 Fathoms? Yeah. People have really learned to warm up to this movie. So it really depends on where you guys want to put this. It's either A, D, or F. You guys put this on F. Give it its own section, saying it's not a Godzilla movie. Then Zilla dies. Her babies were cute. Alright, I mean, this is not, it's not like fully that bad, but if you guys are like gonna like harshly say what you guys are gonna say on top. The Roland Emmerich and Dean Delvin hated Godzilla, and you can feel that in the film. Damn. If they were that disrespectful in a movie, F. It comes back to life again. F. S, D, C, F. F because of how weak he is in design, the weakened babies. Zilla, the cartoon is better than the movie by miles. Ah, you guys are you guys are not forgiving at all. All right, you guys are not forgiving. All right, well, I mean, it's either way put this guy on D or put this guy on F. So, yeah, you know what? Let's just cut the shit. We'll put it there because ultimately it supposedly means it's not a Godzilla movie. That's why I put it over there, and all the other factors and whatever, because you guys on top over there, you guys are saying that, so we're just gonna roll with it. I guess I didn't even need to do this skit in the beginning where I tried to like save this movie. Moving up right next, a retaliation. We have Godzilla 2000. Oh, we're at the end of the section too, by the way. That's really funny. Godzilla 2000. Where does this one belong? He has Mirai Goji is a pretty slick design, all things considered. And in terms of like source engine lore, something like this was one of the very first models that for the longest times, the only real model that we had of Godzilla is Mirai Goji. Of course, today we have like a way better model. We have a way better model of Mirai Goji, all thanks to 2009 Mechagodzilla, Snake 151, all the porting jobs by people such as Ultraman Ultimo. But still, that's just my own side tangent. Where does this movie belong on the list? If you guys would be so kind to help me put this thing where it should be. Orga's in the house. Because Orga's just him sort of like it's his voice, but he's just heightening it. But it's his voice, Orga. Four stars. So anyone wonder why you can only move one at a time? There's a theory that Godzilla Jr. survived Destroy became Millennium. If that's the lore you'd want to go. I mean, that's a good theory, I'd say. But where does this movie belong on the list? Where does it go? Where does it go? There's cookies. The one guy that vored Godzilla and failed. Yep. You're right. Oh, got to keep going. B. No, I got to keep going. This Godzilla is supposed to be the 1954 Godzilla. Yeah, because a lot of these are a lot of the Millennium movies do the thing where it's just like sequel to the original. I like that theory. We're seeing a lot of A's again. We're filling out A than any other list too, by the way. So, yeah, as I say, it's probably not Zilla Jr. because a lot of these are sequels to just the original, and they keep doing it. So, and yeah, they made him short again. They made him 50 meters. They made him 50 meters, 60 meters, and then 55 meters, and then back to 100 meters when we go to Final Wars. So, like, I think you guys want to put this guy on A. Let's put this guy on A. Where are you at? Yep, there's another A. There we go. Up next. I have to zoom out again because I have the rest of the... Oh, shit. What? You gotta zoom out again because we have the rest of the movies on this final row. We have one row left. We're about 2/3 of the way there. And we continue with Godzilla versus Mega Gyrus. This one also kind of used the Mirai Goji design. So, where does this one belong to? Izumi, have you read the comic of Godzilla in Hell? I've seen it. Does the Godzilla in Hell comic series use Mirai Goji or does it use Kiryu Goji? Because in terms of looks, they're similar. I know for the fact that Kiryu Goji is more gray and the eyes are actually more like defined, emotive eyes on Kiryu Goji. But that's just like its own tangent, which suit specifically it was used for those comics. But for this movie, where does this movie belong on the list? B for manga is a bit of boring human plot, one of the best kaiju fights. Ew. D, C, B is good, so C, D, B. As Godzilla has a different design by having lighter skin, smaller mouth, longer neck. Ugh. Even if slightly. Mirai Goji is the second issue of Godzilla in Hell, but it's like the first one. It's like there's like 3 issues, right? And then, so this one was using the second one, and like and I guess the first and the third one was using Kiryu Goji. Maybe that's what it was. When Godzilla can't have kids. D. You guys gonna put this thing on D? Is it really that bad? You guys gonna put this thing on D? This movie just there. Not good enough to be one of the greats. Not bad enough to be hated. You guys are gonna put this thing on D. B. Fellow Serious Monster. It was really boring. Well, if you guys are gonna be real harsh on this one, then we're just gonna have to answer the questions. Then this is really a D. You guys really gonna like be harsh on this movie? What did this one do? I dislike this movie entirely. It's a shitty retread of Destoroyah. Well, what Connor said. All right then. I guess it's a D. I guess it's a D. Wherever you're placed. Now you're here. I'm sorry, but people for some reason didn't really like you. Is it really a D? Is it a D or a C, guys? Before we move on. Is it a D or a C? C means okay. Are we putting on C or are we putting on D? Well, I mean, you guys earlier already made your decision, so I guess too bad. We'll move on from this to bam doo 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 doo. GMK. Oh, dude. I heard like people giving documentaries of a GMK. Was Shinji Higuchi like a VFX guy on this movie? Did he have any involvement in this movie at all? Shinji Higuchi, one of the directors of Shin Godzilla. Did he have anything to do with this movie? By the way, I feel like it's not appropriate to have this thing without playing the without playing the GMK theme in the background because it's so epic. Let's search up the GMK theme. You guys ready? All right. Where does GMK belong on the list? This is the Gorudan anyway who put this thing on here. So where does this movie belong on the list? That is the weakest Ghidorah and Mothra variations of all time. S. You know, I was gonna put this thing on S, but things on A. His eyes are white. Can Ghidorah and Mothra actually team up? This is the Gorudan that posted this, by the way. So thanks to him for the hillbilly cover of GMK opening. You eat your last hog, Mothra and King Ghidorah. Would be a solid S. You guys want to give this thing an S? You guys want to give this thing an S? This is one of my favorite Godzilla designs. Yeah, let's go put this guy on S. Let's put this guy on S. GMK. Is this GMK? I think this is GMK. S. Certified hillbilly moment. Up next, we go from this to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Kiryu. Where does this one belong? This one. GMK Godzilla was in Banjo-Kazooie. All right, where does Godzilla versus where does Godzilla against Mechagodzilla belong on? Where does this one belong onto? Can we figure out where this one belongs onto? Godzilla versus Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. This one. Yes, surprisingly, there's like 40-something people over here. That's great. Thank you guys for sticking by. A because his roar was his roar improved. Mega Gyrus, but better. Kiryu was so cool. I think we got ourselves a winner. There's a lot of A's. There's a lot of A's. Kiryu means mechanized dragon. Exactly. I always best human characters. I think we got ourselves. I think this was a good majority. A lot of people are saying A. Let's give this one an A. Easy pick. Revisit this one. There, this one gets an A. And finally, we got a direct sequel in the Millennium series. You get Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where this one go on? This one got Mothra in it as well. So where this one go on? Where does this belong on the list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where does this one belong on the list? Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where does this one belong on the list? Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where does this one belong on the list? Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where does this one belong on the list? Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where does this one belong on the list? Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Where does this one belong on the list? Whoa. Belong on the list. I don't think Mothra should be in this movie, so it would just be a sequel that's just them figuring out how to defeat Godzilla. B, because JSD has made the same mistake twice and didn't learn anything. Oh, that's kind of harsh. Where does this one belong on the list? Then Kiryu and the larvae beat him up. Beat him up. Beat him up. Beat him up. Where does this one belong on the list? Where does Tokyo SOS? Where does it belong on the list? I think you guys are saying B. Either B or it's not that bad, right? D. Come on. It's not a D. This is my favorite. Stickzilla's 9,000 says. D. Are they really that bad? Godzilla weak. See, if you guys are gonna put between B and D, then we're putting it at C as an average. B because the Godzilla looks more like a mammal than a reptile. It's bad. B, D. My third favorite. B, D, B, D. Godzilla just gets constantly beaten in this movie, and he only wins when the plot demands he be winning. Plus, the sequel bit was never happened. B, D, B. Very bad. D. It's B. Sure, I mean, at this point, if we're going to go between one and the other, like either B or D, I guess we'll put this guy. I guess we'll put this guy on B. How about that? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Come on. You know, put this on D. Up next, we have Final Wars. You know, the funny thing about Final Wars is when I take a sneak peek when I take a sneak peek at other people's lists, they put this movie pretty low on the list. Even though for a good amount of time this thing was pretty high. And now it's just like, oh, it's too messy. This human action is so weird. Where does I mean, now it's up to you. Where does this one belong on the list? Godzilla Final Wars, the final Millennium Era movie, and it'll be another 10 years till we get a G14. Other than that small cameo in Third Street. Ass. That was a lot of ass. Hold on. Good. S.A. Kino. Call me X. Train thought probably B because Fight is trying to get Mega Godzilla. S. Final movie. S. Godzilla about so many characters. The music ends the return. Gigan rise. Gigan. If I didn't do that, that would be a disservice. Bang, bada, 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 Gigan. There you go. Godzilla's OP in the movie. S. Yep. You guys are the contrary. Let's put this guy on. An easy ass. There we go. Well, we go from here. It'll be a good 10 years till we get to G14, and then we finally get to G14. We're finally here. Is this considered post-Millennium Era, or is this considered Reiwa? This one. This was actually the first movie. This is actually my first real movie because I actually watched this in theaters. And sure, by itself, maybe it was kind of like I didn't really know what was going on, and the fact that Gareth Edwards was a little bit more artsy with this one. But it did inspire me. It did inspire me to put Godzilla on the channel. You guys gotta think about it. If it wasn't for this movie, we may not all be here because I may not have even dabbled at all with Godzilla. You guys have to think about it. Where does this one belong on the list? Or maybe if you guys are gonna think about the merit as just a movie at itself, sure. But where does this one belong on the list? You guys gotta think about it. Yeah, Monsterverse, you're right. It's got its own name now. This is a good film. A or B? Bad. A or B? Is it A, B? A, B, S, A because of his long roar. His roar is real great. Admittedly so. A. Walter White died in 30 minutes. B or C, quite possibly the most bleh Godzilla movie. A, D, 2015 was big brain. His design is Mel too. I have the figure behind me. A plus. Probably a solid A or B. Walter White died too early. The movie was amazing. Why everyone hated it? Because it took 50-something minutes for Godzilla to show up. I was like, is that Godzilla? No, it's Muto. Oh, what was that? A, love this movie. A, B, D, D. This Godzilla had the best kill in the franchise. He did. Alright. Oh yeah, you're right. How could you forget opening the jaw of Muto and doing wow? One video made his raw even longer, as if it wasn't longer. I think a lot didn't like it because Bryan Cranston died. He was just used to market the movie, but he died too early in the movie. And that's why people hate him. Nobody cared for Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch family. D, C, A. A, because Godzilla killed Muto. Cinema Godzilla was perfection. Yes. I'm seeing a lot of A's too, though. So I think disregarding the fact that people are gonna like have their say, let's put this guy on A. It really left quite the impression, and you have to think about it. Without this movie, there wouldn't have been all of us here. We probably wouldn't all be here because I wouldn't have kickstarted Godzilla on the channel. So you guys have to think about it in terms of its influence as well. Right? Moving on, we have you guys know I'll have a lot of problems with this one. No, actually I don't have a lot of problems with this. I mean, I have a lot of problems being too harsh with this one. Shin. Oh, I want to do this thing so bad. I want to do this so bad, but this isn't my list. So, Shin. Where does this one belong on the list? This one in itself was also pretty divisive. But it became a phenomenon. It became its own phenomenon, especially in Japan. and especially more so because the effects of this movie still ripples in terms of it being a phenomenon, because the fact that they built a full scale head zipline attraction of this guy, so that's a good impression. And I think you guys are gonna be pre-agreeing on this one as well. Scariest one so far? S. It's a lot of S. Oh man, no. The monstrous kaiju. Yes. S. I'm seeing it was a lot of S. You guys actually are pretty agreeing. You guys are right. My favorite movie is Godzilla All Out Attack because of the idea Ghidorah being good guy. S. Oh yeah, so whilst we put this thing where it deserves to. When are we gonna eat? Don't ruin this day for me! Ah, man. Good. How heartbreaking was that? Oh, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Oh, man. Well, I mean, we're cutting real close. You guys wanted to put this thing on ass. So, let's... Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I have a feeling that this, we should just put all three on screen at the same time because they're all pretty unanimous. Tell me, all you people from earlier in the stream, where does this belong? The entirety of the Godzilla anime trilogy. Now with the close existence of Singular Point, where do we... Let's just rate all three, because it's all pretty unanimous, isn't it? Come on. Where does the Godzilla anime trilogy belong? Come on, I'm gonna get D. D, it's not that good. D. All of them are D. F. It sucked. F. D. F. D. D. This anime trilogy maybe have a hefty on Godzilla Monster vs. maybe want a good fight Shin. D, F, C, D. There's a lot of D's. I realize there's a lot of D's. D. I like the Godzilla Earth as a design is great, but as like movies, it threw a lot of people off. City on the Edge of Atlas is absolute garbage for the whole trilogy. D, F, F, D. D, kind of cool. D. Urobuchi is kind of a hack. F. Freaking D. So just put everything in a D. I love the trilogy, not deserve the name I meant. D. So you just want to put everything in D. Urobuchi sucks at Godzilla. Singular point. H. D. You guys are gonna stop with the D. D. F. D. Godzilla Earth is 2014, but with a little edit. He is pretty 2014 inspired. And then he just looks more old than F. It's fucking F. And it goes to the anime trilogy. F. 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 The singular D. F. Oh, you guys. Everyone. F. All right. Let's go. Let's just. You guys weren't harsh enough to put this thing on D, so we're gonna put everything on F. I'm sorry. Well, let's put it chronologically. Well, we're on to our final one so far. Up until Warner Bros. Drops the goddamn Godzilla vs. Kong vs. Godzilla trailer, or Kong vs. Godzilla, anything. Singular yoink. All of them belongs in F. Finally, we're at the end. We're finally at the end. And thankfully we didn't even go beyond the time because I was too tangential earlier on. Where does Godzilla King of the Monsters belong on the list? This one. S A S S. 2019 is that? A S S S S A S S A S A S A S A for Godzilla coming S because of Ghidorah. A S shows that Godzilla and Mothra are in a relationship. S S S. I watched this movie for my birthday. Best Godzilla ever seen. S S S S. Got to your like like that Hobo Bros video. A. I'm gonna try to come on. You make a video of your reaction. I mean, if you guys want me to. S S S S. I won't even. It's either I probably won't even make a reaction. It's just more I'll just start making parody videos based off what's shown. S. This is payback for a shitty anime trilogy. Why were critics so mean to this movie? Because it wasn't artsy like 2014. S. Model cool. Yeah. You guys are saying it all right. Okay. Right next to Shin. So there we go. We have the definitive community-made Godzilla list. Take a gander at the bask in the glory that is the list. The community-made list that we decided to. You didn't know how like filled up like S and A are, and then you just see like you just see Godzilla's Revenge, 98, and then the entire anime trilogy in F. It's like, yeah, this is where. Why is King of the Mountain taking place of Godzilla's Revenge? Because that's where people pick. And there you go. There's your list. I'm gonna take a good gander. Take a good gander. Yeah, I can do a piece on. Take a good gander at the list that you guys just did. Because thanks to you guys today, thanks to everyone such as Charles, Elijah, King, Phillips, Cooley, Elise Contekle, King Bash, Dylan, Jake, Bailey, all you people down there, all you people here tonight, to be able to just give this ring. Connor McAllister, Gojira Fan 54, Garsaurus 1968, Falcons, Skywing, Martin Caspary Smith, some super animator trying to be relevant. All you people here, thirsty for a chicken, all you people here tonight that have been able to just show this. Canon Matsubara, Godzilla Fandom Rookie, all you people here today have provided the entertainment that is the conglomerated community tier list of the movies. Nancy Santiago, Jackson, Majin Tales, Alex Cinema 2007, all you people here who were able to just be here today to share your opinions on which one of these things belong here. All right, it's all thanks to you folks that we got ourselves over here. Now, if you guys don't mind, we'll just have to go ahead and I like to do something real quick. I like to don't mind me. Whilst you guys are over here basking in the glory of this list, well, just stare at it real quick and like really think about like all of your decisions that just decided that each of these movies sat where they belong, thanks to the decision making of all you guys. Really, just bask in the glory of it, because I think we've made quite the history. The fact that this list itself is just community made. Otherwise, in normal sense, this thing would have been like, it would have been just based off of my list. But anyone can do their own list. I feel like you needed that one thing where thanks to you guys to just be here to kind of have this more conglomerated community made list that we get to just make today work and have today just be real entertaining. All thanks to you folks. Just bask in the glory real quick of the list that we made. Well, anyways, now that you've basked it enough, let's go real quick to Twitter And then, whilst you guys are unsuspectingly looking at my Twitter feed, whatever the hell is on here anyway, I really hope it's not anything too bad. Oh dear. Come on. There. I'm just gonna go and type facts. Tweet. There. And there's our list on Twitter. Are you guys proud of what we've done tonight? Are you guys proud that we created history? Over here? This is facts. These are real facts that you guys did. These are facts, and anyone who decides against it is not a real Godzilla fan, because this list right here was decided by more than 2 people, or just more than 1 people, because I'm not a movie critic. This is real great if you guys could mark your calendars down, because I'm definitely going to be streaming around the same time right now next week on December 2nd. Whilst you guys are going to be over here, just make sure that you guys tune in right now before we just bask into this list before we call it off for today. Just a real reminder, next week on December the 2nd, on that Wednesday, I'm gonna hopefully, if nothing else is happening, hopefully be streaming around the same time as today's stream, around 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST, 8 a.m. GMT plus 8, which is my time. So on that day, December 2nd, will be my birthday. If all the time allows, if you see me doing an announcement post on YouTube, I would most likely probably be also streaming on my birthday day. So that will be what we've been we'll be leaving off for today. I'm real proud. Hey, give you guys just please stand up real quick and give you guys a real good clap. Because this is what you guys made today. Give yourselves a clap. You guys did this. You guys made this happen. Because without all of you, without things like Godzilla 2014, without Godzilla-thon, I wouldn't be here. It's all thanks to you guys. Got it? No, the character did not come from VR chat, Fern. By the time next week, December the 2nd, around 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST, 8 a.m. GMT plus 8, I would probably be doing a birthday stream, whatever the hell that I'd be doing. And that will be what I'll be leaving you guys off with. So, this has been real great. It's been yours truly, Izumi. Thank you all for making history today. Good night.